And we have 5 simple steps for meal planning.
We wanted to start your year off right with just a few ideas that Leah and I came up with that we thought might help you as you plan your weekly meals. The first one we thought of was to always choose one day a week to actually plan your grocery list and plan your meals that you're going to have. Always try to do that the day before you go to the grocery store. So how to do that is to go into your pantry, look at what you have left over maybe from the week before that you need to use up. Go to your refrigerator, look at leftover vegetables that you can incorporate in your meals for the next week, and just look at things like that. Make a list of those things that you want to use this next week, but always do the meal planning the day before you go to the grocery store. So it always helps out. You always can have the right things there, and you'll know what is on hand in your refrigerator and your pantry. Helps out tremendously.
Step number 2 is to look at your calendar to see how many times you're going to eat breakfast at home. How many times during the week are you going to eat lunch at home? And how many times a week are you going to cook dinner? And so you're going to write that down in your calendar, and you're going to see how many meals you need to prepare for.
We have these day planners that we really like. She has a different style than I do, but on the one that is you're seeing your month at a glance, write a little B at the top right hand corner. Yes, I'm going to have breakfast that day. I need breakfast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, but Friday I'm meeting friends, so I don't need breakfast that day. Then you do the same with lunch. Put a little L down there. L for Monday, L for Tuesday. Oh, I'm meeting friends Wednesday. I don't need a lunch then. Then you can do the same thing for dinner with a little D. It really goes through. You can count up really quickly how many breakfasts you need, how many lunches you need, and then how many dinners you're going to need for that week. And like Leah and I were talking earlier, if you have a larger family and say half of them are going to be gone on a Friday night, well, make that note too. Say only 2 for dinner, 2D. And just those little notes up in the right hand corner help tremendously with preparing for your meals for the next week. The third idea that we have that I think has worked so well for me over the past years, I choose one cookbook to use for the whole week. And actually, I choose it for the whole month, because sometimes you can plan all these menus. You've got a recipe here, a recipe online. You can't remember where you put that recipe. If you just stick with one cookbook for the week, just try to find out something that really would be healthy for your family and just go from there. So don't get scattered. Just look at that one recipe book. I say don't be afraid to actually mark in that recipe book. I like to underline. If my family all likes that, boy, I put 5 stars there because that's a good recipe. I'll put a check mark if I decide, oh, okay, I want to try it, but maybe not this week, something I want to try in the future. Just don't be afraid to write in your cookbooks. Make them usable.
Our next tip is to plan 5 menus, 5 breakfast menus, 5 lunch menus, and 5 dinner menus. Write those down on some note cards or somewhere where you have those recipes recorded so you can easily access those. We would like for you to choose 5 of each meal for the first week you do this, and then the second week you're going to go right back to your recipe book and you're going to find 5 different breakfasts, 5 different lunches, and 5 different dinners. And at the end of 2 weeks, you're going to have quite a great selection of recipes, and you're going to have tried them, and you're going to find out what your family has really enjoyed and really wants you to keep in your family recipe file.
And the last one, of course, is to make your grocery list. And you can find online a lot of pre-made grocery lists where you fill in like cold items, fruits, vegetables, whatever you want to do, but your own grocery store. So I would suggest go into that and remembering, okay, the very first thing I get out of the car, I go into the produce aisle first. So that is going to be the first things on your grocery list. I know you've heard the old saying that you just take a trip if you're on a healthy kick like we're trying to get a little bit better at. Just make the circle around the outer perimeters of the grocery store. If you need a few things in the inner perimeters, just jot that down at the bottom. But just keep in mind your dairy, your produce, like I said, vegetables, your meats. Just use use the perimeter of the grocery store. I think that'll really help and make your grocery trips a lot faster. Also, we suggest going to one grocery store.
Right.
You know, when you've got a big family, you're in a big hurry, don't think about, oh, I can get this for a little bit cheaper over here. Oh, I can get a little bit cheaper over here. Don't take that into consideration. You find the best grocery store that works for you. And if the next week you want to go to another grocery store, that's great. But don't try to go all over town just to hit a bargain. I mean, it's great to save money. We are all about saving money, but sometimes that can add a little bit of a headache and a little bit more stress to your grocery planning.
If everyone gets started off with these tips, I think everyone will really find that their meal planning and cooking and all that will really come together nicely. It will simplify your lifestyle, and that's what we're here to help you do.
So thank you so much for watching today. If you would just like and subscribe, I am so excited about our channel for this next year. We've got a lot of really fun things planned. Be watching for our next video. We have some ideas that I think are going to really help you in this new year. Thank you so much for watching.